So today I thought I would talk about a topic that's been on my mind for the last couple of months, even more so recently, is the advancement of technology and the scare that I kind of see coming or have seen coming, but it was like a little bitty dot way out there. Like if you go into a dark tunnel and you see like a little bitty dot of light at the end of the tunnel, well, the light at the end of this tunnel is the future of technology. I work in an environment that deals with technology all the time. I have been in the technology field since, I guess, if you want to call it officially, since 2007. And I've seen the technology advance, I mean, ever since I was little when pagers used to be a thing and before then, with the dial-up modems and my very first computer. Well, it wasn't mine, it was my parents, back when I was a little kid. And just watching how technology's advanced so much, I just thought I would talk about how I see the future to be as it relates to the advancement of Bitcoin and all the meme coins, Ethereum and Litecoins and all that. Back in 2012, I'll just give you a little history on me and crypto. Back in 2012, maybe 2013, I was kind of introduced to cryptocurrency back then. And my thought was, no one's going to use it. No one, it's an untangible thing. You can't physically hold it, you can't physically own it. You just have a series of numbers, right, in a wallet. But there's no utility, there's no utility for it. So I thought, well, it's kind of a waste of time. And I heard people were mining it and investing in it. And at the time, I think that Bitcoin was probably around the $200 range whenever I was first looking at it. And a couple of the guys in the office were investing, and they got all pissed off because it spiked up a little bit and then dropped way below their starting point. So they got mad. I'm not sure where they stand now because those people have since moved on in their careers. But I didn't pay any attention to it. I kind of just blew it off to the side and did my own, investments and stuff like that. I was doing peer-to-peer lending through Lending Club and Prosper. And I stayed with Lending Club until they converted over to I forgot what they moved it over to. They basically got rid of all the individual ability to invest in peer-to-peer lending, which was unfortunate, but whatever, it is what it is. Prosper still seems to be the place to do that kind of thing, but it is a very, very, very slow and painful process to watch as your money goes in and people start filing bankruptcy and you start losing money. But anyways, getting off track. Sorry, let me get back to what I was talking about. So the future of currency, as you guys have or have not heard, um, a couple months back, or even a year or so back, the US decided, hey, we're going to create our own digital currency, the CBDC, central bank digital currency, CBDC. And so that we can compete with other countries, and it's going to make transactions faster, and everybody will have these digital wallets, and everything will be converted over to a digital currency. So I was like, I don't know if that's the whole point of cryptocurrencies in that sense. Like, I get the idea of decentralized, meaning that the government can't control it, cannot be regulated. It is a currency or a form of exchange that cannot be regulated, right? But you would own the digital asset. At least that's my understanding. So over time, I kind of grasped the idea of how it works. And whenever crypto started climbing in 2020, 2021, during the pandemic times, I thought, well, maybe I should get involved and actually start investing because, it's up to $30,000. Like, wow, it went from 200 bucks last time I heard to like 25, 28, 29, 30. It was climbing, climbing. So I bought a little bit of crypto. I started getting into Doge, like a little bit of Dogecoin, and a little bit of the other coins, right? The freebies that you would get when you sign up for a digital currency. So I decided, why not? Why not take the plunge and dabble a little bit. Don't put a lot of money into it, but maybe like $100 here and $100 there. Nothing major, right? Nothing I would lose sleep over. And I just watched the asset climb. I watched Bitcoin climb and climb and climb. And it was amazing to me, like how fast it was growing. I was like, man, this could legitimately be a thing that I hear people make millions off of. Um, then I started seeing YouTube videos about this guy who basically cashed out all of his um, 401k money and all of his other investments and bought a whole bunch of Dogecoin and pretty much overnight became a Dogecoin millionaire. Well, by the time I got into it, it was way over, like I think 22 cents. I think it was around 22 to 24 cents when I got into it, or maybe a little bit less, maybe 17 cents um, per Dogecoin. And so I got into it. I only put $100 in, and I see this guy, and I'm watching him. I'm still being skeptical, not putting a large amount of money into it, but I'm watching it climb, and I'm seeing these news reports, and I'm getting into the hype, right? The FOMO. So I start investing on a regular basis, $50 here, $50 there, and keep buying and keep buying and keep buying in until the infamous CNL or SNL, CNL, the SNL skit with Elon Musk. And that night that he was dogging Dogecoin, the coin I think was at around 71 cents, I think. 71 cents a coin, and it dropped like a rock. And I was pissed. I had a feeling that that was going to happen. So fast forward to today and a couple days ago, well, it makes sense now in hindsight that what was happening and was inevitable is people had a lot of money at their disposal. And because the government had locked everybody down, everyone was investing in crypto, right? That's why the boom of crypto was occurring around the 20 late 2020s and early to mid 2021s before it started dropping. Everybody was just buying up, digital assets. They were seeing it go up, and they were buying in the FOMO and putting in all their money into the basket. And you watched crypto climb through the roof. Well, that may have been the case for some people, but I, I don't know. I didn't think it would just go, go, go and never come back down. So for me and my type of investments, and like I say, and I'll just say the disclaimer right now, like nothing that I share is financial advice. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm not anyone who can give out financial advice. But if you need information, seek it out, right? Seek out a professional advisor, someone that's a CFA or anything of the sort. But for me personally, all right, so that disclaimer is over. I'm just sharing my point of view. So I'm a person who believes that you should buy and hold forever and never sell unless there's some kind of catalyst that either is a conviction to you that it's time for you to sell or something blatantly obvious that you need to sell and get out. And there's prime examples of that because back in the day, I'd say probably around 2008 or so, I bought into Tesla's IPO and I got it. I was only allowed to buy one share at the time. And don't ask me any questions about that. That's kind of personal, but I was only allowed to buy one share because the skeptics around me were like, hey, that's a waste of money. That'll never go anywhere. Tesla will never be a thing. No one's going to buy electric cars. And so I only bought one share. So looking at that hindsight, I kicked myself in the butt because I think I only spent $21 for that one share. And it went up to about 2000 something dollars. Just that one share. Man, I wish I would have bought more, but it's too late now, right? So all I could do is just say, hey, next time there's a split, I'm buying in. And luckily, there was a split. I bought in. And then there was another split. And so I bought in some more. So I currently have quite a bit of Tesla stock But it's again, it's one of those things that you just buy and hold forever. It doesn't pay you any dividends. And it wasn't until 2020 or 2021 when I actually got into seriously investing. I think it was 2021. I started seriously getting serious about investing. Sure, I had my 401k, but I was like dabbling in that, and I was only doing the 3% contribution with a 100% match, basically. So if I put 3% in, the company would match what I put in 100%, and they had it up to 6%. So I thought, okay, that's enough. But every time I looked at my account, it really wasn't enough. There's no way running the calculations and looking at my 401k that I could ever retire off that money. That money would last me maybe a year before it's all gone. At least that's how I viewed it. I was like, there's no way you can convince me that me putting in 3% or even 6% of my money for the next 20, 30 years is going to give me enough equivalent to what I'm making now after tax. Pretty much I would have to make before tax money. Um, because when you withdraw the money from your 401k, you're going to be paid and pay taxes. You got to pay taxes on that stuff. So you're going to lose that money. It's going to go down super quick. And I think I've seen articles and things like that stating as such. So I was like, well, I gotta start taking control of my future and take it into my hands because I didn't like the fees every time I got these little reports from the 401k company or the fiduciary or I guess I don't know what you would call those people. I can't think right off the top of my head what they're called, but I would look at those statements and I'm like, man, I'm paying fee here and a fee there and a fee this way and a fee that way, and you could see the account dropping, and I'm like, man, I see no real progress in my account. So here I am, fast forward to today, or at least last I checked it. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I was at 110,000 in my account. So I was like, I'm glad I started doing something else on the side, on my own. I started with a few $1,000s. I think it was about $3,000 or $4,000 I put into my account and just slowly started adding more and more money in throughout 2021. I had sold my car, made a little bit of money on that, and put that in there. I had an RV, I sold that, and I put that money in there. So I got up to about probably about 16,000, something like that. So it wasn't much. But I always said from then on, I'm only going to invest in companies that are dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, and people that pay me to own them. So that's why I say dividend stocks and dividend EFTs only. But I was afraid to do the EFTs because of all the tax scare, the words that people use to say, oh, if you invest in this, you have to pay taxes on your classified as income and not qualified dividends, and you got to pay attention to which stocks you buy into because there's tax repercussions. I'm not a tax expert at all by any stretch of the imagination, but every time I filed my taxes, I don't see any difference because I'm not making anything. Like I barely made anything. If I show you looking at my numbers here, let's go to here real quick and I'll just show you. All right, so we're gonna look at my dividend portfolio. And we'll just go up to the front, the dashboard. Let me see. I think it's, yeah, this one right here. So here, can I scroll over? Get rid of this real quick, move over. All right, check this out. So dividend incomes. So I did start late in 2020. So I had a handful of stocks, but I wasn't really like getting serious until probably about February of 2021. So you can see a huge difference. I was only making $2.47. So that was only because I bought in a couple of stocks like the US oil. I bought in that because it was like dirt cheap. Like the stock was super cheap. So I bought into it. That was during the whole COVID crash time. That's the only reason why I had the 47 cents, or 47 cents, the $2.47. So in 2021, I started getting serious about investing. I started putting, what I could, $50 or $100 in at a time. And every time I got, lump sum money, then I put it in. So as you could see, from 2021 from 2020 to 2021, I made way more than $150 more than in 1 year. So I was all excited. I was like, man, this is super stoked. The only reason why the account stopped growing between 2021 and 2022, why it's only such a small growth, is because I decided at that time that I was going to build a house. And so I stopped all my investments, just so I could start stockpiling money for that down payment, that they were requiring me, and to pay off bills and pay off debts and stuff like that. So I stopped investing dramatically. And you can still see that the account still grew from $155 to $227. So that's, to me, that's still good progress back then. And then fast forward to today, and we just finished March, right? We're finishing March today. So today's the 31st as I'm recording this video. And just today, I'm already at $2,013. That's not bad. For 3 months, 3 months worth of dividends, I'm already at that amount of money. So these projections and stuff on the top, they don't mean anything to me, as they should. I'm just looking at the annual dividend income. The daily gain, that's based on the stock market and what's going on there. But other than that, I see my account growing huge because I really got serious about dividend investments today. So we're going to get back to the digital currencies here in 1 second. Welcome back. I had to answer the phone, so of course I had to pause everything. But anyways, this is just my projection where I left off. Is so far at the end of March, I've already made an accumulated dividend of $2,013.93. My projection for me personally, not based on any of this stuff up here, is if I keep going at the pace that I'm going, and I usually set, I've not usually, I just started doing this where I was looking at last month, right? Last month dividends, if I go back to my dividend log here and go over here, I was looking at $200, right? So I'm looking at this number here, $275.19. I was like, okay, well, I doubled the money from January to February. So let's say next month, just to be conservative, let's go $700, right, for March. And what do you know? I went over $700. I went to 1,144. So I said, okay, let's double the $700 again. So my projection for April is going to be at least $1,400, if not more, and then I will double it again. And it's all thanks to these dividend stocks here, right? I have Tesla, I have Nvidia, I have all these GUI, Amazon, right? Amazon and AMD and Apple, right? All these are big paying ones. Look at Nvidia, $565 just in Nvidia. Coney is paying good. Tesla is okay. And I know it's going down, so it's kind of, I'm not adding any more dividends stocks to that one, but I'm just spreading it out and into ones that pay decently. Yield Max and YMax and YMag, I've put in money into those, and you can see that I started getting into DeFi, which is the IWMY there. But my projection for April is going to be pretty good. All right. So with all that being said, that's my long and short story of where I was and where I am today. I did buy cryptocurrency. And so let me just show you a few things that I found very interesting, right? So what is it that I'm worried about with technology? And what should you kind of consider as well? I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but I'm saying that the probability of it happening is very high. Knowing how the government is and they like to be in control of everyone and everything at all times, I wouldn't put it past the government to spin up their own quantum computer and go ahead and pretty much mess up every single digital currency that's out there. Why do I say that? Just based off of what a quantum computer can do, right? A quantum computer is so fast and so efficient in doing its calculations that it puts our modern day crypto or cryptography at risk. Things that could take years, lifetimes to figure out. A quantum computer could figure it out in seconds, right? So that would end up causing massive problems with a digital currency world. Not only would it mess up the US digital currency that they're trying to deploy, but it would also jeopardize every single person's crypto wallet, every crypto account that everyone has, and any potential of there being any crypto in the future would automatically be owned by whoever has or is running a quantum computer. Because of it being so fast, it would make the exo hash and the petahash speeds that people are running right now a laughing stock. That's how I view it because the computers are growing so fast. Technology is growing so fast, and you can see it by just looking at how AI is affecting cryptocurrencies and things like that. How fast has AI developed? I mean, have you seen what's going on? Of course, you see this one right here. This is recent about this KuCoin being pretty much sued in a lawsuit about anti-money laundering failures, right? So this is the government flexing, saying, "Hey, we want a piece of that money, and we need to know who has what assets, and you're not reporting it as you should, and so because you're not, we're going to take your money." This is the government flexing again. So that's why I kind of hesitate to say that the future is decentralized or will be decentralized currency because at the end of the day, the government will not let that up. You will not be able to buy anything, do anything, or control anything unless the government has their hand in it. So the only way that this whole economy future will work is for people to either move to a country that accepts cryptocurrency as for what it is, being a decentralized currency, and then you having the ability, the utility to use it and buy things with that coin without converting it back to anything like US dollar or back to any other currency. That's where the problem occurs, right? People could hold crypto all day long, but the government also has their hand in your pocket if you are a crypto miner or you have any kind of money in these exchanges because they're going to go, oh, you gained money in your crypto assets and then you traded it from say Bitcoin to Ethereum or whatever, like that you wanted to buy more Ethereum or something like that. They're going to view that as, oh, you took profit. That's income. That's money. So the taxes are due on that. You owe the government money. This is just what I'm saying. This is how I see it going down. And you see it whenever you file your taxes. They ask you if you have any cryptocurrency and stuff like that. They're trying to get into everybody's pockets now, um, and I don't see that as it being any good in the future. I see a lot more headache coming down the pipe, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. Just reading simple news articles on quantum computing and how technology is advancing so much. I mean, I just do a quick Google search and you can see that the quantum computing could threaten blockchain and crypto, right? Because and this was in August last year because of how fast that crypto, the blockchain and mining occur now today. I think let's see, what was that one website that was in here? If you just do a search and look up, mining pools, right? Look up mining pools for Bitcoin, and let's see here. Um, I'll just pick this one. Actually, this one's better. I don't understand this one. Let me go this one. Okay, so these are all like the different types of currencies that are on the side over here for those that use the SHA-256 encryption. But look at this. So 180, I forgot what the E stands for. I said it earlier. Exo hash. That's a lot. And look how many, look where the last was found over here on the end. 6 minutes ago, one block was solved, right? Right, so you can see how often people are finding crypto. Now imagine that you had a quantum computer, it'd be like milliseconds, and you'd had already found every single block that ever existed. right? Which is frightening because if there's 21 million Bitcoin, I don't recall where we're at right now. I think it's so it says circulating supply is 19.6 million in circulation, and the maximum there will ever be is going to be 21 million. There will not be any more. So you're already looking at, we're almost at the end of this, and there's only, what, 3 million, maybe less than 2.5 million of crypto Bitcoin left to mine. So there's not going to be much, but imagine that it went in and found every single cryptocurrency that there is that exists and just buys it all. Not buys it all, but mines it all. How fast everything would go to zero. You have to keep into consideration too these mining farms that have the money invested in all this hardware. They're paying these massive electric bills. They're going to go bankrupt overnight. They're going to literally go bankrupt overnight because the money that they're making is from the mining, right? So if you win a block right now, I think it's what 6.25, I think, if you solve one block. But imagine that you just solved all the blocks that there ever will be. Then their projection, and that I've heard a couple people say, hey, we project that. Let's take a look real quick. They projected. Let's go into here real quick. Go to here. Let that load for a second. Bitcoin, because I was just watching it earlier today. Let me put it in here and say future. We'll say crypto, CRYPTO, crypto mining future. I mean, you could just type this in yourself and Google it. Just look at how crypto mining future. They say, hey, look, what happens when all 21 million Bitcoin are mined? You can watch that video. I'm not going to play that.
¿Podrá la nueva fórmula?
Pause that. Let's go back down. Let's see, like before you start crypto mining, that doesn't really matter. Wife's not happy. Okay, fine. That doesn't matter. So they're saying, especially this video right here, the last Bitcoin. What happens if the last Bitcoin is found? And I watch a lot of videos and they say, oh, it won't be out. They won't be able to finish mining crypto until, decades from now. And I'm like, yeah, decades from now, quantum computers are definitely going to be a thing because look at technology and how much we've advanced over time. Like, just think about it. In the last 20 years, how advanced have we gotten from the days of pagers to now having smartphones in our hands that are like light years faster than most PCs I ever played with when I was younger, when I was a little kid. Like, I mean, the PCs now, sure, they're pretty fast, but throw a quantum computer into the mix and it's just going to dwarf anything that stands in its way, especially crypto, right? Encryption. And then there's been warnings about that stuff, right? So that's kind of where my thoughts are. I mean, I still invest in it. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not saying don't invest in it. I'm just saying don't put everything into it, right? Because at the end of the day, I think the only way to succeed in the future is to have tangible assets, things that you can't fake. For example, gold, silver, real estate, right? That's going to be the future of assets because everything can go up in smoke, right? Your digital wallet can be seized by the government at any time. They could tax you to oblivion. They could say one day, hey, Bitcoin will never be allowed in the US. Then what do you do with it? Well, you can't exchange it for US dollars because it's not allowed. No one's going to buy it. Then all of a sudden, crypto goes straight to zero. And I'm just saying, just kind of go with the flow. Just be hypothetical here. Don't put all of your eggs into one basket, assuming that cryptocurrency is gone in a couple years. So there's a lot of major technology advancements that are occurring at lightning speed, and more so recently. I think there was rumor that Elon Musk has a quantum computer, turned it on, and was forced to shut it off. There's a few other universities and projects that have quantum computers, and they too have been told to put their projects on hold. So, because of the fear that encrypted things will become unencrypted very fast, and that's the fear right now. Um, I don't know. You guys comment below. Tell me what your thoughts are. What are your theories? That's what kind of worries me a little bit at this point. Not like I lose sleep over it, but the thought is in the back of my mind to say, hey, cryptocurrency may be the future. And a lot of people are optimistic about the future of crypto. Um, and I kind of am, but in the back of my mind, it's very in my face when you read those articles, right? You read those articles about cryptocurrency and quantum computers and how technology is advancing so fast. And Elon Musk is saying, hey, within a couple of years, we're going to start selling our artificial intelligence robots, right? Optimus. I think they just released information on Optimus 3 or something like that. Maybe it's 3 or 4. I can't remember which one it is that they released recently. And then you have Chat GPT working with who were they working with? Chat GPT and NVIDIA build their own computer, not computer, sorry, their own robot, and not even a year old, maybe a little bit over a year, and it's already performing or outperforming the Tesla bot. It has conversations. They make it sound like it's a person talking on the other end because they add the idioms and the hesitations, the stuttering things in it to make it sound like a human. And I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of the technology being there. What I'm worried about is the currency value, the value of money that we have in our accounts as we see it today. All this investment and everything that we put our money into could easily disappear overnight. And that's where my concern is at this point. At this point is if we put all of our eggs into digital assets, say the government forces the hand of everyone to go digital currency. And I'm not saying that they will, because the argument is, oh, since the 90s, we've been on digital currency, or maybe it was someone that said, since the 70s, we've been on digital currency. I'm saying, no, we haven't all been on digital currency, because if we were, dollar bills and coins and the ability to write checks would not exist, right? You could still go to an ATM machine and you could still get cash and go pay cash anywhere you want, and cash is king, right? Sure, we've advanced more and more to say, hey, if you got to use a credit card, or we have apps now where you just tap and go with Apple Pay or PayPal or you name it, whatever, right? Cash App. So you have all these other methods of moving money, but it's nowhere near like 100% digital. Sure, our numbers in a bank are digital, and we're just a ledger on some banking accounts that say, "Hey, you have this much money in your account." But in reality, you have. If you go to the bank, if everyone was to do a bank run, you would quickly find out that the bank doesn't have those assets in a vault somewhere. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in any vault anywhere. I think there was a couple of news articles and a couple reports. Even if you look at the whole life IBC videos, they'll tell you that, hey, that money has already been lent out like 10 or 15 times or more just for every dollar you put into your account. But you're not physically putting cash in your account. Your employer is not giving you, a wad of cash and telling you to go put it in your bank. No, what they're doing is digitally transferring money from their account to your account on payday. And then the bank takes that money because it's just a digital number in the system, turns around and lends it out. And they do that, you know, 10 to 20 times, maybe more, who knows? Um, because it's just numbers in the system at the end of the day. So that part I agree is digital, but we still have tangible assets like gold and silver and cash, right? Cash is fake money to me. It's just like just paper, right? Custom paper that you can't just easily forge yourself. Kind of like what cryptocurrency is. But cryptocurrency is not tangible. You can't physically hold it in your hand unless you upload it into a ledger, right? A thumb drive, basically a secure thumb drive. Put all your crypto on a secure thumb drive. Then now, okay, I have my digital wallet in my hand. But in reality, you couldn't go to a grocery store with your crypto wallet and buy something with it. You would have to go to a brokerage and convert your crypto coins into USDC, right? Or US dollar, right? You'd have to get dollars somehow out of the crypto. And so right now the utility is not there. The utility is not there, even though there's a lot of companies, games, and projects out there that are trying to make utility, but really it's not there. It's not there yet. And the yet part is what worries me, is because even if they get to that level, they're not thinking about quantum computing, and the ability of a quantum computer to decrypt everyone's money, everyone's wallet, everyone's crypto. Everyone that's investing in all this stuff right now has the true potential of losing it all. So I just say tread lightly, tread cautiously, be suspicious, but keep it in mind. Technology changes every single day. It advances all the time. I'm constantly on my toes at my work, learning new things, advancing the technology that I do. And I really, really do worry that it's only going to be a matter of maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I'll give it that much time. In 2 years, quantum computing will be a normal, everyday conversation in everybody's mouth. Whereas back in 2012, Bitcoin really wasn't a conversation. It was just on the news for a little while, and then it went away. And then it came back in 2017 during that time, and then it went away. And then it came back again around 2020, and then it went down after 2021, and then it went away and it got quiet. Then here we are, 2023 is back in the news again. So quantum computing, depending on where you're watching your news and reading about it or whatever, you may never have even thought to think about quantum computing. You would have thought, oh, that's just sci-fi, some kind of Jean-Luc Picard, some kind of event that it's just something that is sci-fi, right? You would think that it was not real or not capable of existing, and the reality is it does exist, and it's pretty freaky and exciting at the same time as to the future of technology, because quantum has to exist for the artificial intelligence to be fast enough and efficient enough just to do the basics of what we do as humans. We have so many functions that happen in our mind so fast. We aren't binary as far as the way we think, right? We can do multiple tasks at the same time. Your heart doesn't stop pumping when you start talking. You don't stop blinking, your cells don't stop moving, you don't stop growing your fingernails or your hair or whatever just because you're eating a sandwich or something. We have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of tasks going on at the same time. And I'm pretty sure that number is extremely low. But our brain is super fast, and we can think in um, different realms. I don't know how to explain it to you, other than what I was trying to explain is your body does a whole bunch of tasks all at the same time, and there's no stopping and thinking about it. It just does. It just does it. So with a robot, for it to function, an artificial intelligence to function, it has to have a quantum computer. But right now, I don't know if anyone listening to this has ever seen documentaries or history on the first computer that was ever existed, right? The first computer was the size of a building. It was massive. It was huge. And people had to use scantrons, and most of these were owned by the military and also by universities. That they had to use scantrons to scan in inputs to get a calculation or something out, right? An output. And they were just massive, massive computers until the age of PCs came in, and then you had the dawn of the new era of Microsoft and Apple, Linux systems and Windows systems, and how those all progressed over time. Just look at the technology from the late 80s to the year 2000, where PCs were pretty much commonplace, or at least starting to become commonplace in people's homes around the 2000s, and the internet was starting to boom, and that's where you had the Y2K fears and all this false hope because people weren't educated enough on how things work. Um, then you had that whole, the dot-com bubble thing. But look at where the internet has gone. Where has the internet gone? It's been leaps and bounds way past dial-up days. I mean, we're growing so fast, and information is so abundant on the internet. There's no way you could browse every single web page and every single video. For example, if you just watch YouTube, there's no way you could watch all that there is on YouTube. There's constantly videos being uploaded all the time. There's videos that are being deleted as we speak, and we can't even watch those. But that's just one channel. Think about it. There's what, Rumble out there. There's Facebook videos. You have old Twitter, now X. You have TikTok. There's so much content being created and uploaded on a constant basis. There's just so much information that an artificial intelligence machine would have to analyze, watch, and observe. And my understanding about quantum computer and how it works is it takes a top-down approach. It looks at everything as a whole. It doesn't look at one thing. It looks at everything as a whole and makes a decision on whatever it is that you tasked it to decide. I could see the future in quantum computers helping people solve life mysteries, right? And I'll create a video on that, my thought on what quantum computing could do. Right now, I'm just looking at it from a financial side. My concern is legit. I mean, to me, it's legit. It's very real that quantum computing could jeopardize anything that's crypto. It could jeopardize your cryptography that you're using, for logging into your accounts, or logging into your cell phones, or logging into your bank account. Any kind of digital assets that you have, certificates and things like that. All that stuff would become useless as soon as it was leaked that quantum computers had all of your information. And so there goes the days of your privacy. No one is safe anymore. No one owns anything anyway anymore. Like, it's real. Like, to me, it's real. You would own nothing. And that's what I think, that's the ultimate outcome of what, the world order, or whatever you want to call it, wants is everybody to just be slaves to the system, and you own nothing. You just work until you die, and that the end, right? The whole point of the FIRE movement to me is to not work for the rest of your life, but to actually enjoy life and do something that you like to do something for fun. For me, retirement isn't about, sitting on my butt and doing nothing. Sure, I would like to do that for a little while at least, but I think that my personality and me, I would be so bored. I would either A, want to start traveling until I get bored of that, or B, start getting into all kinds of different hobbies, different events, different things, maybe learn more and more new things, and grow hobby skills. Maybe if that makes money, cool, great. If it doesn't, then hey, I'm having fun. Doing whatever it is that I find interesting at the time. Um, Maybe I'll get into AI. Maybe I get into quantum computing. Who knows? Just for fun, just to kind of learn it. And it doesn't really matter to me about the grade. It just matters to me about the experience and the learning, and getting deeper insight into what the future can hold. Or, maybe it is a doom and gloom thing, but I'm not that, I'm not a pessimistic kind of person. I'm just saying, hey, this is coming. We got to be vigilant about it and somehow protect our assets. So whether it's investing in real estate, investing in gold, investing in silver, investing in something tangible that you can actually hold, that you can keep, that may be the way to go. But like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying I don't own any gold. Just being straight up honest with you, I don't own any gold. I don't own any silver. I don't have any real estate except for the house I have. I really don't have any physical assets. I have a whole life insurance policy, and I have an MPI, well, basically a SKIA, which is nothing more than an IUL with a strategy tied to it. Like the whole life insurance is tied to an IBC strategy, um, and stuff like that. So we'll go deeper into this rabbit hole in the future, but it's very interesting, what the future holds for us. So if you have any comments, concerns, or anything like that, just leave me a message down there below. Like, comment down there below. Let me know what you guys think about the future. How do you think, things are going to go with this whole quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and robots, and people's jobs? Like, what's your thoughts? All right. Until next time, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.